So now we're going to look at the best practices for using Zoom for your drop-in office hours. Mostly that's going to consist of using your personal meeting ID, having a second adult if possible, but really just use your professional judgment, and then also just a reminder, this is not a good place for recording. So let's start at the top of the page. The nice thing about a personal meeting ID is it does not change. So this is going to be the code to join every single time unless you physically change it. This is a great then link that we're going to be generating that you could put on your materials page, somewhere in Google Classroom or Seesaw that students can easily get to it. Security, I would definitely turn on your passcode, and it can be something fun, although this will be in the link, so chances are they don't need to enter it at all. I would also turn on the waiting room, and this is going to depend a little bit on how you want to run your office hours, if they were small groups, or if you're having a waiting room and you're allowing one person in, helping them out, they move out, you let somebody else in from the waiting room, so that's going to kind of be up to you. Video, I think, is always good to have off once people enter, and then they can turn it on. I like allowing both types of audio, just being really inclusive. I also mute people on entry. They can unmute themselves, especially if they're waiting a long time. You might hear some weird things in the background, so just keep them muted, and then they can choose when they turn that on. If you have alternate hosts, you could list that as well, and then hit save. Now you have an invite link, and you can simply copy the invitation and copy meeting invitation. Now, if somebody clicks on that link, the password is actually encrypted in there, and you can go ahead and put this in Google Classroom. Maybe if you have a materials page, it would be good to include there. You could keep it at the top of your stream at all times, so it was easy for people to join. You can also share it out in Parent Square. You just don't want to put it on something like a website or as your email signature that's going to people outside of our district. You do want to protect this because this link is going to stay the same all year. If you change it, you'd have to let everybody know. Now when I'm ready to join my office hours, I'm going to go to New Meeting, and I'm going to click the down arrow, and I'm going to choose Use My Personal Meeting ID. Now when I click New Meeting, it's going to start there. So here I am working at my office hours. I'm going to go ahead and stop my video while I'm working. I'm also going to unmute myself, and then I'll just wait for somebody to join. So I'm going to now turn it on. And she's in the waiting room. I'm going to admit her in. And I think my settings were to have everybody mute as soon as they enter. And now you're unmuted. So now we can have our virtual little meeting together. All right, thank you so much. And when you're ready to end, you can just go ahead and click End Meeting. Now the question I've received the most is, how do you have students sign up for office hours? It might work for you just to have your open office hours and bring one student in at a time from the waiting room, work with them, and then go choose another student from the waiting room to pull in. If that's not working for you, students are waiting too long, or you'd rather have a sign up, you can use something in Google Calendar called appointment slots. To do that, you can go to your calendar, and you do need to be either in week view, or I believe day view works too, but not the month view. And you can go ahead and click on a time. So maybe I want my office hours to start at 9 a.m. I'm not going to click on event, but I'm going to click on appointment slots. And you can add a title and what time your appointment slots are going to start and end. And then how long should each slot last for? So here you might put 20 minutes. You can also choose more options, and that works well if you wanted to repeat this every day or every Monday. And when you're ready, go ahead and hit save. So here I can see my office hours are from 9 a.m. to 12:20, and currently nobody's signed up for any of my slots. But first I really need to make it available. So I want to click on this once and go to appointment page for this calendar. Now this link is something that I could post to Google Classroom, I can put it on my website, and people are going to see office hours, and any gray area they can click on and sign up for that time slot. Now here I am logged in as a student, and I've clicked on the link for the appointment slots. Here I can see each time that's offered, and if there's one that works for me, I simply click on it and save. And depending on what you'd like, you can ask students to include a little description of what it is that they want to work on. And when I hit save, it's going to take that time slot away from anybody else using it, and it's going to add it to my calendar as well as the teacher's calendar. Now, when I look at the appointment slot page as the teacher, the time that a student signed up for is gone, and so no other student can sign up for that. And if I'm looking at my own calendar, and now on the teacher side, I can see that here's my office hours, and I do have somebody signed up for today. Thanks.